All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a quiet night. We're going to discuss a couple things that are on YouTube. Hello, Miss ATS News. Hello, Little Debs. So I'm going to relax for a minute. I'm drinking a little bit of tea. Is the volume okay, Deb? Too loud? I was watching a movie on TV and forgot I was ready to go live. All right, but as you can see in the title, I was watching YouTube today. And people were talking. Yes, sounds good and looks good. All right, Debbie, thank you very much. And the title explains itself. We're going to be talking about a couple different topics tonight, real quick. It's not going to be a long video. I've been good all day today. It was Sunday. So, what is devil face syndrome or POM? Is it real? Is it a sickness? I was watching another YouTuber today. I agree with him. I mean, the kid's pretty intelligent. Now, this is coming out as a new sickness that is in America. It's very rare, but it is on the rise. I think there's over 80 cases documented now that have recently come out. And I'm wondering, should this be something we should be concerned about? And what is demon face syndrome? It is exactly what it says it is. Your mind sees people as demons. I know what you're saying. Are you kidding me? What is it? There's a mental problem. All right. This syndrome, this sickness, now the scientists or the doctors are saying it is brought on by head trauma, a stroke, any blood problems where you're not getting proper flow to the brain. Mainly seen though in head traumas, they're saying. And what does it actually do? Well, people look like demons, like real live demons. It's a very curious thing. And with everything that is going on right now in the world, and all the talk in the Bible and end times, the church talking, we are in the middle of end times. Now all of a sudden this sickness is popping up all over in America. Out of the blue, people are actually seeing demons. Can we help these people? Yes. If it is a mental problem, and I do believe it is, because I know when my concussion acts up, things get blurry, headache, you see things distorted, dimensions, or like yes, that's happened to me before with my concussion. But is there more to it? Well, I didn't see demons, right? But things were distorted in my mind. So, are these people telling the truth? I don't know. Is it a new sickness or is it biblical? That's very hard a decision to think. And I, like I said, I was watching Shogun Cinema. He was talking about it. Are people buying it? And I agree with him on it. With all the evil and the stuff that is going on in the world, Are they getting ready for us? Are they telling us that this will be a sickness, but really it will be a demonic thing? Real life demons. And that's what we have to come to a decision about. Is this a real sickness, or are we experiencing something and they're getting ready to expose it? So what they're doing is saying, well, it's a sickness. It's in America, outside of America, but this is occurring, and people are starting to see demons, and people, real life faces, look like they're demons. Well, I would imagine so. I've seen some people on drugs, and they flip out saying that everybody's a demon. So do I believe this sickness could be true mentally? Probably. But we do have to go ahead and keep in the back of our minds, the Bible spoke of this. So is it true that some of these people are actually seeing demons and documenting it and talking about it? And the scientists are trying to come up with an explanation because they can't. The only explanation they have is head trauma or lack of oxygen to the brain. People that suffered strokes. Now they're going to have to go through and see if any of these people had a stroke or brain injury. If not, well, then we might have to separate them people from the other ones. Because what if they are seeing demonic form? Right? That it's real demonic. Or possibly, I was thinking alien. Right? Elongated face, the smiles, the dark eyes, and everything. Possibly. Now, can these people be helped? Yes. It's not real. It's like schizophrenia or any other mental illness. It's not real. It's only in your head. And always remember that. Can you go through the whole day with seeing demons? And every time you look at somebody and survive it? Yes. You just have to remember it's not real. It's fabricated in your mind to get by. And then on the other part of your brain, you have to remember it might be real. And what do? Well, just believe in God. Trust in God. Pray to God. Either way, you should be okay, even if you don't believe it's real and you know it's a mental problem. I think I was listening to his channel, and he said one guy was about ready to commit himself to a mental hospital because he went and started seeing demons. So it's a very serious problem that is growing. Now, is it an outbreak, or is it something more than that? And they're trying to say it's lack of oxygen to the brain, or it's caused from a concussion. I know with my concussion, there was a lot of bad effects and syndromes, and with my concussion, not right away, right? But eventually, yes. Swelling, face swelled, head swelled, stuff like that. Now, is it possible they're seeing these things? Drugs or whatever? I don't know. But it is kind of fishy how they're bringing this out now. I mean, no one's ever really heard of it. It's new. Now the doctors are saying it's a new thing. It is a sickness. It's very, very rare. And it's just now popping up. And with all the things going on in the world and everything, is it suspicious? Yeah, probably. The other thing is the callers that have been calling in. to other people's channels, possibly channeling us or something like that or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of stuff outside our channels. There's a lot of stuff outside the crime community, the music community. And there's a lot of videos out there that you watch. Now, if I told you I went through my whole life and seeing you folks as demons, you'd say I'm completely crazy, right? Nobody would believe you. After your accident, you started seeing people that looked like they were demons, or well, I wasn't sure if I died or not. Maybe I was in the spirit realm or some kind of a demon realm. I wasn't sure. So is it possible? It's possible. Is the Bible true and these things are around us? And now they are exposing themselves to us. They're exposing themselves to us. And it's possible. Now, the other things, the call-ins with all these channels and everything, our voice analyzer that is built into our bodies. Do we think we figured out some of these people who have been trolling us, who have been joking with us, who have been calling into these channels? I think we do. Is it a woman? Sometimes it is a woman. Very interesting stuff is going to be happening. That's never been documented before in thousands and thousands of years. With the weather, the earth, and ETs, extraterrestrials. And yes, folks, believe it or not, demons. So are they trying to prepare us for it? I think so. Because then they could say it's a sickness, even though they know that it's either entity or alien or some kind of a demonic demon. Possibly. I know nothing about it. Very interesting. I do believe you can look it up from what Shogun Cinema was saying. It's real. But of course, nobody is going to come out and tell you that. At first, does it drive people crazy and they think they're going crazy? Yes. But you deal with it. Right? They're saying this sickness affects part of the brain. Much like Alzheimer's and numerous other sicknesses, parasites. People go delusional from parasites in their brain. Think they see demons, monsters, all kinds of stuff. Right? Of course, we're hoping and we're looking towards the doctors and the scientists to give a reasonable explanation. If they can't and they're stumped, and the only thing they're saying right now is it's either from head trauma or lack of oxygen, a stroke, blood clot. And after these things happen, people take on this. They see demons or, I don't know. Now, head trauma, I can believe that. Head trauma is very, very funny. It's very crazy. You can go crazy one day and then not go crazy for months, right? Then all of a sudden you get a headache and you go crazy, right? Your head's thumping, your focus is off, you're not seeing things right, you're not hearing things right, you're not spelling things right, that is concussion. I've suffered with my whole life. It goes, it comes. The headaches, the pain, it goes and comes. So it's very, very crazy head trauma. But a lot of, we're finding out a lot about head trauma now in 2024. Football players were going crazy. They could not figure out why. They were going into Alzheimer's. They were going, well, that's because they had head trauma from playing football. Head-to-head contact. People with accidents. Head trauma, right? Your head swells up like a basketball. And then the swelling goes down and you go back to being normal. But then something triggers it. It could be 6 months, it could be a month, it could be a year, it could be 5 years without having anything. And then all of a sudden it hits you again. Concussions can bring on dementia, all kinds of things. You have to be very careful. You have to be very, very careful. Sounds similar to my reaction to the hello, Miss Cal. Single shot. Sorry, you are experiencing that. No, not me. We're talking about the syndrome, devil face syndrome, POM or whatever they call it. And we're also talking about recognizing voices, which we're going to get into that. Voice training. How to train your ears to recognize a voice. We'll be talking about that too. But then again, that could be brought on from brain damage or concussion or whatever, or a stroke. And here's why I say that, is because we have documented evidence that these people were being scammed. These old timers, these even people that weren't old, that had children, they were getting phone calls from people, and they were saying they were in trouble. They were family members. They were saying they were in trouble. They needed help. They needed money sent to them right away. They targeted people. And these people documented and said, I was talking to my grandson. My grandson needs help now. He's in trouble. And they called the police. And the police went and checked on the grandson in the college. He was perfectly fine. He didn't even call his grandmother. They went ahead, tracked it, and she was being scammed by somebody, but she could not figure out why. It sounded exactly like her grandson. She swore up and down, and there's been hundreds and thousands of people that have been scammed that way. She swore up and down that she was talking to her grandson. It was his voice. But yet the police told her it was impossible because we went and checked on your grandson. He was fine. They tracked the number. They were trying to scam her out of money. How are they doing it? I don't know. Is it demonic? Or is it digital? Why is there thousands and thousands of reports of these people getting calls saying that a family member is in trouble, they need money sent to them? And these people documented it and came out and said they thought they were talking to their family. They swore up and down. They almost went crazy because they swore that they were talking to their family member. Yeah. Yeah. And now this comes up, this new sickness that's in America, this new illness, it's real, just popped up. Nobody's heard about it before, but now all of a sudden people are seeing demons. When they look at people, when they not demons out of nothing, folks. Let me get this straight. They're not seeing demons just in thin air. Only when they look at a human in the flesh that they see a demon. They're not hallucinating and seeing things and there's nobody there. They put them in a room. They put them in a room and they watched these people and they were perfectly fine until someone walked into the room. That's when the delusion began. They were not seeing demons when there was no one there. Only when a flesh human body walked into the room. Then the delusion, the sickness kicked in. Now the Bible does speak of this stuff. End times and demonic possession and demonic form spiritually. I mean, it's the craziest thing. You watch these videos and they're perfectly fine sitting there. They're drinking a cup of tea or coffee or whatever, just flipping through the magazine. Everything fine. Until enter a body. And then the delusion begins. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. I mean, how far does it go? I don't know. I think we're going to be hearing more about this, though, being that the churches are claiming now we're so close to end times. The only thing we can do is remember it's not real and believe in God, and that's it. Or it is real, and the next thing you know, Armageddon has become happening, or the end times, or whatever, possibly. There's numerous things we're looking at. Chemically induced, possibly. A new weapon that they're using, possibly. Not very many people have survived this. They've gone crazy. They flipped out and killed people. They killed themselves, thinking they were crazy, that it was end times. There are some of them that survived. They got help, and they know now that it's a sickness, they were told, and it's not real. To go about your life normal and disregard what you see through your eyes, unless you can touch it, see it, smell it, whatever. Right? Physically harm, unless you feel physically harmed, threatened, touch, someone hitting you, whatever. There have been people that survive it, many. Yeah, yeah. I believe that, Cal. That's possible. Computer generated voices that sound like people that have been deceased or a family member. Yeah, probably drive people completely crazy. Also, a technique to get information. your bank account number, social security number. You think you're talking to your mother or family or whatever, and you're really not. You're talking to some guy that has created a program that recognizes voices, goes ahead, records it, and then puts it down, and can create a whole dialogue with it using your voice, AI, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's very interesting to see what's going to come of this. Is it real? Are we at end times? And these people are experiencing demons. Some of them can be explained through their medical history, whether they had a stroke or some kind of a head injury. If not, then explain why we have these group of people that are seeing these things, but they haven't had any brain damage, any heart attack, no clogged arteries, no blood clots. Why are they seeing that? That's what we're going to have to figure out. That'll be interesting to see. And I probably don't have nobody listening anymore. This is very boring stuff to some people. Some people out there think it's crazy. Well, we'll see. The numbers of people that are popping up in the hospitals and doctors' offices being documented. We'll have to see. Are they getting ready for us to encounter demonic entity or activity or whatever? And they are just saying it's a sickness, some kind of experiment, maybe, possibly. Now, I'm going to tell you folks something about the human voice. It is a tool. I want to also tell you folks about the human ear. That is also a tool given to us from God. It can be trained to hear certain things. Your voice can be trained to mimic things. It is a tool, a very crazy tool, adapting and changing all the time. Very interesting stuff. A lot of people don't know that, right? I do think that we are onto something here. Demonic, possibly. I do believe that they are coming up real quick, trying to get out. Well, it's a new sickness that's in America now, right? I mean, if it got out that we are at an end time, that is demonic, there would be chaos in the streets, madness. Can we agree on that? People would be going crazy. So we're getting prepared for it around here. Some of you folks are saying that it's zombies or whatever. I don't know about that. Reptilian people, possible. That would explain some of the things. It's very possible. Little by little, they're training us for possibly what's coming. And I'm fine with that. Well, there's nothing wrong with that to me. America, FBI, and government training for nuclear blast in America and everything. Does that bother me? No. No, we should have been doing that a long time ago. But this is in the back of my head because I've experienced brain trauma, but not that bad where I was seeing demons. When I looked at people, every single person, all day long, all night, over a long distance of time, I've never experienced that. That would I would have to say a doctor probably would say would be a mass psychosis or something. If that's what you're seeing all the time, right? I don't know. But we here are getting prepared, folks. And I'm trying to prepare myself. I know what's coming. It's everyone's screaming out there. We know what's going on. We know things are changing. But we have to keep a level head somehow, some way, right? And the other thing is we're going to have to go through these people, see if these people had a mental illness before the sickness. How many people had brain trauma? How many people had strokes or blood clots or massive psychosis from drugs? That's what they're going to have to figure out. But I want them to explain to the people, to us, why. What is it with this group of people here that are seeing these demonic things, but yet they've experienced no heart attacks, no brain damage, no trauma? Why is that group of people seeing them when we can explain the other group why they are, but we cannot explain why this group over here is seeing these things? That is the question. But like I said, here at this channel, we are preparing for anything. Anything is possible, folks. Like I said, this could be a chemical induced sickness. It could be part of a plan. Uh, it could be used as a weapon. So we're preparing for it. What can you do? I don't know. If you have these symptoms, remember in your mind it's not real until we figure it out. When I start seeing demons, folks, I'll tell you it's time to pray to Jesus. That day's coming real soon. Right? But my psychosis or my brain damage was not as severe as that. Right? Distorted visions, yes. Fogginess, yes. Headaches, oh God, very painful headaches. Not just 1 day, 2 days. We're talking massive headache over time. And then it go away. And then all of a sudden it repairs. The pain comes back, the headache, the blurry vision, the confusion in spelling, typing, seeing things backwards or whatever, for like 4 or 5 days, and then it goes away. I mean, concussions are crazy. And there's been a couple people that have survived this double face syndrome, and they went their whole lives with it. Some of them, it happened after an accident they had. So we'll have to see, is it the intent? We're these chosen people to see this, what we can't see. That's very interesting. If it is demonic, and like some of these YouTubers are saying, folks, are we at? As the church, we know all the churches are saying we are now in that time of end times. And very well might be. I'm not sure. Who's in my chat? Little Debbie Fox, Miss ATS New. Oh, Frank Arda, is it not past bedtime, Danny? Nah, not yet. Almost, though. Almost. Very close. I'm not staying up late tonight. I will be coming to the U.S. eventually, but I'll cover it here. Pretty sure not a lot of people agree with your opinion. I have no idea. Frank, I don't know. I have no idea. It's very interesting to see. It would explain some of the stuff that I'm seeing in the Delphi case with what you're saying about some of these people. The only reason I say that is because the people that we've been catching, oh, Mr. Stephen Stevens or whatever, is Stephen, whiter than a ghost, dark eyes. You know, and then you mentioned, oh, Frank Meister, whatever his name is. And I went and checked out a live with Ruckus. He looked horrible, pitch dark, whiter than a ghost. Maybe there is something to this madness that they're talking. Not sure, right? I can't live in a closed room with curtains drawn and complete darkness. What are they hiding from? I don't know. Are they demonic? I don't know. God, we hope not. If it is end times, then let us know. Am I seeing demons? No, but I do have very bad days. Another thing is these people are not hallucinating. They're not flipping out. They start to, but they hold it in and keep it. You know, a couple of them people that they were interviewing, they went through years with not saying nothing to anybody, that they were seeing demons, but not when nobody was in the room. That's the thing. That is the thing. When no one is in the room, when they're by themselves, they see nothing. They're not hallucinating. Whoa, there's a devil face. They go crazy. That's schizophrenia. You're seeing things that are not there. You're hallucinating. These people do not hallucinate. They only see it in certain people. And only when a person is present, they put them in the lab. They put them in the rubber rooms, watch them. They go all day with having a great day, perfectly fine, and you enter someone into the room, and they might not see it, and they enter someone else, and then boom, there it is. Is that person demonic? Is it a demon? One person not demonically controlled. The next person comes in, and that person has the demonic DNA in them. And that person sees the demonic DNA that is implanted in them. Possibly. I'm not sure. I ain't the professional. My interest right now is it a weapon? That's my main thing, being I run this country. Is it a weapon? Is it something that they created? I don't want this all over my country. If it's a sickness, we'll deal with it. But my concern is are they turning it into a weapon? And it's many of our concerns. It just pops up out of the blue. Interesting. Very interesting. Is it any coincidence the times that we're going through right now? People are saying that we're at the end times. Are these certain people, the chosen ones, seeing the demonic possession? And some of us ain't, possibly. Hello, Miss Humanimal. How you doing? You had a great live the other day over at your channel over there. Yes, Dave, we're talking about the new illness that is popping up all over now, where people are seeing demonic features in people, but not hallucinating when there's nobody there, right? When nobody is in the room with them, they are perfectly fine. Enter human flesh, and the people look at them and say, I see a demon within you, or whatever. And this is very interesting. Very interesting. Every year someone else is saying it's the end times. I agree, Miss Humanimal. But being that we are in such bad times, and all the things, and a lot of people talking, a lot of stuff's being made into weaponry. My main concern is to make sure this is not a new weapon that they're using. Now, I know a lot of you folks are going, you can't do nothing. We are. I'm sorry. But we are doing something about it. If it is demonic, we'll find out. I'm more interested in the group of people that have not had any injuries, any heart attacks, any strokes, and they are seeing this demonic activity, but only in the human flesh. When there's nobody around, they don't see it. They do not see it even when they're watching TV. It is only when a human flesh steps in the room. Explain that, folks. I don't need it. I'm no doctor. I'm no scientist. I'm just an idiot on a couch that does a lot of research and watching things, and grew up on the Bible. The Bible spoke of this stuff, the end times, and all this demonic possession, and demons and all witches and all this. I didn't create it. You people want to bust my chops like I'm the one that created this madness. The madness has been here thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Right? This is a serious thing. You know, they're trying to say it's because of a heart attack or a head trauma. But then why can't you explain the people that haven't had this? Why are they seeing it? That's what's interesting to me. Hey, hello, Mr. Levine. How you doing over there? Like I said, folks, one day at a time, we're going to get to all this. What do I think? I think we're getting ready. And we're preparing here, folks, for what we think, right? All these people coming out and everything. What do you think the government's got? Well, they might come out and say we got a little problem, boys. Comes to be that the church was right in Jesus. That dude Jesus, we got aliens. Either they're that or they're demons. Or some kind of a war that creates mass delusion. But what I'm trying to figure out is, how did they do it? I mean, with the right scientist, you could do anything. I keep telling these people that. But how is he doing it? How is he mixing that where these people can watch TV and they're not seeing it? And we've documented and asked them, are you seeing demons now as people, as you're watching the TV screen and they say no. No. But then we enter a human being into the room and they say, okay, now I see it. No, and this is the only thing I can say. Is it possibly that they're dealing with one heck of a scientist that can actually pinpoint the target of the brain, the portion of the brain, and activate that portion of the brain? And this is very interesting, folks. Very, very interesting. Let me get back to my chat. Woo! We had a little flash out there. Let me see what's going on in my chat. Well, I think there are low vibes and high vibe people. I agree, Miss Humanimal. Let's see. Well, the Bible has been around 1600 years ago. ATS says agree, Humanimal. Let me see. There is someone. Doomsday, because she knows her main case are coming to an end. It's highly manipulated. I don't know, it might be Miss Atheist or Miss Humanimal, you might be right. You giving government way too much credit. They aren't that bright. Oh, jeez. Just when you think they're not that bright, they'll spring it on you that they are that bright. So what are we preparing for? We are preparing for anything. I think I think they're bringing this out as a sickness right now because they're getting ready to prepare us. We might be seeing this. We do not want our people to flip out. We want you to remain cool in a firefight. We want you to remain cool as this happens in America. You might, soldiers, think that you are seeing demonic stuff, but we need you to keep your heads. And we're gonna put this into training now, into our military and everything, because if this is some kind of a weapon that they're using, and the doctors are flabbergasted by it and they can't figure it out, and it just came into America recently, well, then that's what we're going to be concentrating on. I mean, I can't take a chance. I don't think anyone could take a chance right now after what we just seen with the last pandemic. I don't think we're going to take this chance, folks. So we're going to keep an eye on it. God bless everybody, right? And remember, if you are suffering from this, it's not real. Your mind can be trained, your voice can be trained, and your hearing can be trained to hear certain things. Your voice can be trained to mimic other things. Your mind can be trained when you have schizophrenia, when you have a mental illness. You can train your mind. It can be taught. It's not real. These are delusional thoughts in my mind. All glory goes to God, and it's not real. And train your mind to believe that. You have to work. And with medication, you can fix yourself. I have seen people that have gone with schizophrenia their whole lives and never been treated for it. With brain damage, never been treated for it. Why? Because they see others, they want to be like others, and they train their minds, voices, hearing. It's weird what the human mind can do. The only weapon you need to fear is the weapon of fear. It drove millions of people to take an untested drug and makes people turn against each other who weren't smart enough not to take it. I don't know. What drug? I don't know. No, we're talking about something else, Dave, other than any of the pandemic stuff going around. This is a real thing that just popped up. It's called double face syndrome or POM or something like that. Crazy, crazy stuff. But a lot of us and some of us are confronting it. We're confronting it now. We are confronting this right now and preparing for it in case any of this stuff does happen. So we can function through the day even though we're seeing demons. So we don't have people flipping out because they're seeing demons or whatever. It's nonsense. Well, Dave, you said corned beef was. You said the Irish stole corned beef from the Jews. Now that was nonsense, David. You know that. I know that. Like I said, we gave you Jewish people the pickled herring and the fish and the bread. But corned beef, come on, David. Everyone knows the Irish had the corned beef way before the. That's just unbelievable. But good night, Dave. Thanks for stopping in. It was always good to see you. Folks, make sure you check out his channel on Wednesday nights, 8:30 Central Eastern Time. People can heal the brain. Step one, stop eating sugar. Yes, eats the brain away. So does parasites. Yes, sugar bad. Right now I'm drinking a cup of hot tea, which I'm going to refill. Now, and the other thing we're looking at, is this some kind of a spell or curse that were put on these people? A curse maybe to drive them crazy, and they're seeing demonic things. We're going to open the books on it. We're going to go through it, dissect it, and see what the problem is. Most people get parasites from eating salads, meats, uncooked meats, fish, crab meat, fish, raw, sushi bars, uncooked meats. You can get a parasite. And that could, people think it's crazy. They get so mad at me. You have no proof of this. Yes, we do. Look it up on the internet. Yes, parasites can drive you absolutely crazy. Yes, it's true. People don't want to see it. They don't want to acknowledge it. But it is true. The biggest pandemic in the world could have been a parasite. Folks, I got to refill my coffee. Debbie, it's 18F's News. Everybody okay? Everybody talks. Pollen is interesting. Found in most people with schizophrenia. I had toxoplasmosis. I tested positive at 21. Good God. I triggered people eating raw meat. You eat raw meat? I don't know if she does or not. They triggered by their own ignorance. I'm not sure, Miss Humanimal. It is true that they say, though, you can get sick from eating raw meat and fish. All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? No, you're not triggering me, machine animal. You're fine. Cats make rats suck with. I'm afraid of the cats. And don't. It's a real interesting situation. I really don't like behind you over chat with gross things. Oh no, it's okay. Especially tapeworms in salad. Yes. Yes. In salads and big carrier of that is snails that crawl on the lettuce and all the other stuff. Yes, that's true. Meat, pork, chicken are also acceptable to parasites that you cannot see with the human eye. Unless it's a giant worm. But a lot of people take the cartilage and the fat that is in the meat and they mistake it as fat when really it's a worm. If you can undermine someone's self-confidence, they are then more vulnerable to suggestion. That's true too. The power of suggestion. Hold on, my tea's done. But also, parasites are just a fact of life. That's true. Let me tell you what you need in this country is you need doctors that can tell a parasite from something else. So a lot of this stuff went untested and got through is you didn't have the doctors that was able to look at a rash and say, you got a parasite, and they blamed it on something else. Rabies rash, fever rash, sun rash, when really it was a parasite. A lot of the parasites get away through these doctors because they're not trained to see a worm within the retina. Therefore, you're getting headaches. The sun's killing your eyes. You don't want to, your eyes are twitching all over, moving all over the place. You go to the doctor, what does he say? Oh, well, let's take a look. Oh, yeah, all right, yeah. Well, you need these glasses. All along, that parasite is within you, causing the problems why you need glasses. Yeah, parasites are problems. At last thing Western doctors diagnose. Oh, yeah, they'll go through everything else. You ain't got a good doctor that know. And I'm telling you, that's what this world needs is doctors that are more fluent with parasites, right? You think you ate a bunch of cheese and you're constipated. No. We've seen actual parasites grow inside the human body. And what we thought was a 10-pound piece of meat within the bowel section of the was a giant parasite. Like a third eye growing inside the body. I mean, you'll survive it. Some people don't. Some people don't survive it. It goes so far, there's nothing you can do. You can't. It's just horrible. But this is what we are. It surely did. Everybody's still there. Debs. Well, Debbie's gone. ATS News is gone. They're all gone. But this is what we are preparing for. And we should be preparing for it. Now, a lot of people call me, I'm nuts. All right, I'm nuts. But a lot of people say I'm a genius. Well, maybe I am. A lot of people say you're crazy. You got problems. You're sick. You got problems, but you're a genius. Well, all right. That's fine with me, too. I'm an idiot. I know it. But I want to change the tactics of the way my military is fighting now. I don't know. Who knows? But if these people are seeing demons and they're saying it's end times, we want to be able to help Jesus and God fight this war. So will we be able to handle the stress of seeing these things around us and still being able to recognize our foe, our fellow man, our allies, and still be able to fight this war against this thing? I don't know if it's some kind of weapon they're using. Well, then we're going to have to start training, boys. We're going to make changes. Don't be the last in line. Don't be the last in line. Start training now for it. How are we going to stimulate that? I don't know. We might have to put them under some kind of LSD. High stress training, some kind of LSD or something, and put them in that mode, see if we could still get them to function, recognize friend and foe from the demon. These people, of course, I'm going to get a lot of backlash for saying this, but right now people are blown right now. They're looking at me going, you are completely nuts. No, I'm a man that is preparing our country for anything, any kind of warfare, whether it be demonic, alien, hallucinogenic, chemically induced. That's why we only take the best of the best of the best. Let me see what my chat is saying. Hey, Lane Staley's here. Lane, how you doing? Everyone ran to get snacks. Go on, go get your snacks, folks. This is all boring stuff. You folks, you got stuff to do tonight. You folks don't need to be here. Sometimes you take being unwell to change your perspective. Yeah? You're right about that, machine animal. If people just stopped engaging, it all stopped. Maybe. We were very well. We all just kept our mouths shut and went throughout the whole day without saying nothing to nobody. It'd be a miracle for me if I did. Because what you give your energy towards grows. Yes. Well, it's just like a cancer. If you feed the cancer, it grows. And that all goes back to the Bible, planting seed. Planting seed. Which is, that falls back to power of suggestion. Manipulation. Right? Yeah. Well, sugar feeds cancer. It sure does. It sure does. So do so many other things. But you are right about that. Sugar does fuel it. Oh, good. All right, hold on a minute. My sausage is done. My bacon cheddar sausage. Dang it, if I wasn't talking to you people and I left the sausage in there too long, and it's just it's all shriveled up and everything. It's just, I can't believe it, but I'm going to eat it. Well, I mean, these are very interesting things. Very interesting things that we are seeing. We are also looking at, Art of Deduction was in here earlier. He was on a video the other day. We don't know, but we're taking all this stuff into consideration of why these people are so surrounded around the Delphi case. Right? Now, a lot of people are asking me, why have you not done too many of Brian Kohlberger's videos? We've only seen so many, and then it just stopped because I don't have to go no further. You folks will soon find out that Brian Kohlberger, we said on this channel from the beginning, is a nut job. Possibly a serial killer. And has done other things. That's why I've done nothing on the Kohlberger case. I came right out and said he's a nut job. It's him. He's the one. And we should be checking into other cases because he fits the MO of the other descriptions and the other murders. To be honest, we won't know until court, but that's what it's looking like, folks. See, a lot of people don't open their minds. A lot of you people say it's the third eye. I know nothing of this third eye. I know how to keep an open mind. Anything's possible. Anything is so possible that I would question Brian Kohlberger. Where was he on February 13th, 2017? Meaning I want Reddit stuff that Brian Kohlberger put out, that he was asking for people to interview him that were stone cold killers. Is there a chance Brian Kohlberger might have known the killers? Might have been Kohlberger's experimentation. But see, you say something like that, people say, you're nuts. You are completely nuts. Well, you, my friends, don't keep an open mind. They have tunnel vision, focus on one thing, and they go with it. Anything's possible. I'm even convinced that we might actually be watching every single day the people that created the madness, the people that orchestrated the madness. Maybe it was trafficking all along. Maybe some of these YouTubers were involved deeper than what they're letting us know. Maybe they did have stolen evidence in a crime scene, whatever it may be. I keep an open mind. Anything is possible. Anything. But then again, I have a disability. So someone might look at me and say, you're an idiot retard. While someone else might say, you know what, that kind of makes kind of sense. Kind of. Wouldn't hurt to check into. There might be something there. But Miss Humanimal, if you're still here, you did a great live the other day. Well, at least you did a live. Ain't it funny how all the people that go ahead and reprimand us and tell us we don't know what they're doing? You go to their channels and there ain't one lick a stick a video or nothing. But here they are telling us how to run our channel. It's very interesting, very interesting. And then you got people like, well, people have gone to Miss ATS News channel, commented on there, right? Report something else, cover it in other cases. Let it die. The family wants you to quit talking about it. The family. Well, we've heard them tactics in the Delphi case. Well, all these YouTubers, they worked for the family, they worked for everything, and keep your mouth shut. Don't go after this and that. It made it very suspicious to me. I hope I'm not too loud for anybody. Hold on, folks. I'm eating it. I'm telling you what, this bacon cheddar sausage, tastes great, but good God, it tastes even better being burped up. I think there are just a lot of opportunities online, Johnny. You might be right. Miss you, animal. How rude of me. Do any of you ladies, Debbie, you want some tea? If you want a fake tea in the chat, just let me know. An emoji tea. I think there's just some. Why do I always make my tea too hot? All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is I am preparing America and our people for anything, whether it be pandemic, whether it be military, whether it be demonic battle, whether it be delusions to fight wars, delusion, madness, whatever, to focus, to concentrate. We are preparing our people in the United States for anything. We should be training our civilians for anything. Folks, I would be coming out and broadcast. Folks, we might be seeing demons for a couple years. Everything is perfectly fine, but we might just be seeing demons for a couple years. That's all. It's no. Just go about your day perfectly calm and everything. I'd buy it. Sure. All right. Right. I'm training. I'm pushing. I'm forward. We're going forward. We got to be prepared for anything, whether it be galacticals, dimensions, demonic witchery, sorcery, whatever it may be. We must prepare our people for it and our military. All right, let's get back to my chat. There's that little sneaky Debbie Foxy Fox. I am good, Johnny. Thank you. Well, I was just wondering. Do you ladies need some tea? I'll put some tea out in chat for you. If you were here, I'd make you a hot cup of tea, ladies. And this is nighttime tea. It's herbal. No caffeine. Nighttime. Well, there is the theory that America is Babylon. And things like Holy Weird and TikTok or have degraded and been admin or Biden. Oh, my apologies. I'm sitting kind of far away from the screen. Babylon. No, wasn't that the city in the Bible that the Lord got rid of? Miss you, madam. I feel me. I'm not too bright right now. My brain is not functioning right now. Debbie, was that Babylon? Ain't that the place where the Lord got rid of it? That tea tastes good. Nice and warm. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Who really knows? And nobody knows, but we're going to prepare for it. I can tell you this much, folks. If you see a bright light, turn your back and don't look back. Don't look back at it. Or was that Medusa? Was that Medusa? No, that was Sodom and Gomorrah, I think, right? Or was that Babylon? When the city burnt back, the Lord told them, uh, run from the city and don't look back no matter what you. And he turned around and looked back, and one of them turned into stone. Turned right into a stone figure. I'm not sure. But whatever you do, if you see a bright light or a lady with a bunch of snakes in her hair, don't look back. Don't. Just keep running. It will turn to salt if you look. Yeah. Excuse me. I don't know what to do, ladies. I'm just trying to help these people out. Schizophrenia and mental illness and any disease that makes you hallucinate or see things that you should not be seeing. There's the only explanation is either it's a parasite, brain damage, lack of oxygen. But then we have to revert to certain things. I know you ladies think it's crazy, but we have to look at other things. Meaning, is it weaponry? Is someone using it as a weapon? And then we have to open up the good book, the Bible, and we have to look in the Bible. And if the Bible says these things will come to pass and this will happen, well, then we might be seeing something biblical. I'm just a man. That's it. Poor, sitting on a couch, just voicing my opinion. Do I know everything? No, God knows everything. Hopefully, He's guiding me. Hopefully. Biblical, you turn to salt. With Medusa, you turn to stone. I don't know. I want to turn to flesh. I want to be back at 18 years old again. I mean, this stuff is very interesting, and I'm not afraid to talk about. A lot of people are afraid to talk about they have a disability or anything. A lot of people get made fun of. You know, I grew up with people that had worse disabilities than me, and I watched them get attacked. Even as I was a kid, seeing another kid with a disability get attacked by somebody older. And there was nothing I could do. I tried to fight them, but they were too big. I got my butt whooped. And this happens every day with people. Even my own family members, abused, picked on. I'm around it. Most people ain't. Most people go through life, and I thank God that they go through life and they don't have any disabilities within their families, or they're not around these people, so they don't know the heartaches and the troubles that these people go through. Things stolen from them, beat up for no reason, just because they don't look right, or they don't talk right, or they walk different. Yeah, horrible. There goes little Debbie laughing again. Psychosis is different again, psychosis. is when your reality sucks. You create an alternative reality, even if it's scary. It's a protective mechanism. There's a lot of stigmata. Stigmata. You know what? If you look in the Bible, I think about that. They talk about stigmata. Ain't it like a possession of the devil? Right? And I also seen the movie Stigmata. Right? And this has all been documented. Right? But then again, you have the scientists that look at it and say, no, it's not stigmata. It's your liver. Your liver's bad. Your liver's bad. That's why you got all these marks all over you and all these sores and everything. But if you look in the Bible, that is a demonic possession or the devil himself. Right? We all seen the movie Stigmata. Marked, maybe. Possibly. I imagine people are marked. Could be. I imagine so if you're walking around with the number of the beast. Now, now, what are we going to do about that, folks? Huh? We got people walking around on Earth that have taken the number of the beast, tattooed it all over their bodies. All right, folks, it's getting late. You know, this is the kind of stuff that people don't talk about because people label you as being nuts. And so many people are afraid to come out and talk about their disability, so they keep it within them, and then that even makes it more rough. Makes it worse on them. Some people don't take medication no more because they can't. It built up in their system so much it almost killed them. So some people struggle with disability, schizophrenia, and mental illness and all kinds of things without medication, but they function and they survive and they're happy to be alive. Other people say you can see it, you can tell they have a problem, mental illness or whatever, or they're delusional or whatever, maybe, but they don't kill anybody. They stay to themselves and they're human. And they need love just like everybody else. And they need help just like everybody else. It's funny how they pick and choose of who's going to get help and who ain't. Now, if we live by the Bible, even these people that we have locked up in prison that have been serial killers, killed many children, killed many of our family members, gone completely crazy, what are we to do? Forgive them. For they know not what they have done, and they are full of demons, and thus for that is why they killed and done what they did. Right? How do you fight this world? I have no idea. You got people saying, nope, we can prove it. There's a sickness. And then you got people saying, nope, it's demonic. And here it is in the good book. And you people are trying to cover it up as a sickness. And really what we're dealing with is demonic demons and spirits, possibly entity, whatever it may be, vampires that are sucking the life out of us and actually sending this madness to us, possibly. It's a catch-22, folks. We are danged if we do, and we are danged if we don't. And that's my opinion. We are constantly at battle with everything as humans, within our own minds. Within our own minds. I'm sorry, I'm having a bad day. if I upset anybody, if it seemed like I was getting upset or anything, I wasn't. Hey, I'm just lucky to be alive, right? And it would be nice to keep an eye on these people and see if any of this stuff is real or if it's just a bunch of mass psychosis hypnosis. If it's just some radical dude casting spells or demons, witches, whatever it is. You got to investigate it. I don't know. Now, I'm going to get off this contraption. I'm going to have some tea. I do want to thank all you great people for stopping in. Let me see what you madam was going to say. Change your own minds. Don't let others change your for you. No, hold on, that dang pointer is in the way. Interested combo and so true about love. Be kind to yourself. Well, love something we do, right? Love one another, love yourself, be good to yourself. But then again, if we love ourselves, are we committing a sin? I'm not sure. Is that a sin, Miss Humanimal? I don't know. But what do you do when you don't have someone next to you? When you don't have a companion? When you don't have a woman's touch or a woman's in your life? What do you do? It's either that or you go out and get a lady of the night and go that route, or I guess you do. Well, you love yourself, I guess, like Miss Humanimal was saying. And that itself right there that plays on the human mind. It plays on the human mind going through some of this stuff. It's just unreal. No, you have to value yourself. Yes, I'm something. I'm worth more than this napkin that is sitting on my table. I am something, someone, something. Yes, I agree 100%. Maybe that's it. Maybe people are mad. Maybe people can't hate me because maybe I'm kind of smart when my concussion ain't killing me. When my disability ain't killing me, I'm kind of smart. And I have a brain and I think for myself. And these people are saying, stand down, stand down. And I'm saying, we ain't standing down for no one. Nobody but thy King of Kings, God Almighty. And then people flip out and go, what are you talking about? You got to stand down, Johnny. If you go through with this, there's no way turning back. Well, I don't know what to say. So I guess I stand down. To be human is to be insane. Anyways, oh, it sure is. I'm just glad I haven't hurt anybody. That's my main thing. And we have to learn to deal with all things. And you know what? It's nothing. Who am I to tell? Who am I to judge these people or feel guilty? Why do I go through feeling guilty for looking at an incredible, beautiful woman? Why am I guilty? She's not married. I'm not. I'm not lusting after a woman that's married. Why do I feel the guilt? And I'm a straight man. I haven't been with a woman in a long time. But yet we're right behind it. We're kept, oh, you're a sinner. You're a sinner. Well, the madness that this world has created is phenomenal. We have spiritual involvement as far as our intellect, because a huge disconnect we haven't caught up to. peace we are forced to live at. 10,000 decisions a day, always available. Yeah, man. Well, let me tell you something. You ladies are lucky. You really are. Because I'm speaking as a straight man that was created to be with a woman. It's hell. It is complete hell. Wanting something, craving it, but can't have it is hell. Just complete hell on a man's mind. So we do other things. I don't know, build weaponry, do all kinds of stuff. Build stuff to try and take our mind off of it or something. But the man's mind is built different than the woman's. Man is created to create. Uh, and woman is created to create. And they're also creative with these thoughts and uh, affections and moods. And one of them moods happens to be sex or whatever, right? I'll tell you, being a man, a straight man, is hell. It's just hell. Complete hell. Like I said, women ain't too much into that, right? Women are their minds are different, right? They don't go to work thinking that we go to work 24 hours thinking about our woman back home. Right? We much would rather be at home, but we know we got to go to work. We got to go to work, but we would much rather be cuddled up in a bed, yada, yada, yada. But some people are different. Some people, that's a sin to even think like that, right? The mental stress that a human is under is phenomenal. It's just, the human mind is, it's phenomenal. I'm sorry. It's stressful. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't realize they go through life just being a badass and destroy anything in their way. Uh, I don't know. I compromise. If you live in a world where there's no compromising, then you live in a world that's a one-way world. It's either their way or it's the highway. So I don't know. But it's very interesting, and we'll talk about these things. It is getting late. I want to thank everyone for stopping in. I want to thank all the ladies for the great conversation. I want to thank Dave Levine for stopping in, all the trolls, all the people, Art of Deduction, Frank, which we're waiting to see what's going on with all that commotion over there. Yikes. Right. I want to thank Humanimal, ATS News, the great Debbie Fox, all the ladies. Have a great night. And we'll talk to you later. Miss Humanimal, thank you for stopping in. And you know what, Miss Humanimal, if you're still here, I'm thinking if you want, you could be a mod. If you want. We're preparing for the great YouTube wars. I was watching a chat today. They made like 20 people a mod. And I'm like, you already got like 30 mods. They're like, I'm making you a mod, making you a mod. They were just making, I'm like, the great YouTube wars are coming. I don't know. You ladies have a good night. Be safe. God bless. And I'll talk to you later.